Well, it's been a long time since I've done a video, and I decided I'd do one tonight. I'm still working on my old Corvette C3 1978, redoing the interior, which I hate. It's really not my cup of tea. I'm kind of an engine and transmission guy, but I'm learning as I go along. I've totally replaced the interior of the car, carpet, redid the seats, and now I'm working on the door panel. Just thought I'd share a little something, a little video about the door panels. This is the old one over here. Kind of used it as a template to find all the holes for the door latch and the door handle, and carefully cut those openings in the new one. Over here's the new one. Got it from Corvette America. It's pretty decent. The original ones really weren't in that bad a shape, but the carpet that's here on the door panel didn't really match the new carpet, so I decided to go ahead and replace them. And it's a job. At the same time, I'm doing the weather strip too, which I'll show you in a minute. But here I've already cut the opening for the door opener, door latch, and I got new bezels here for that. That's going to look pretty good. Also got a new door handle here. The other ones are getting kind of cruddy looking. I've already opened up the holes for those. Put a small hole here for the back screw to hold this on. Then there's a screw here, but there's also the door lock comes through this hole here, and I found out you got to have a pretty good size hole. I noticed on the original one it had a big hole, and I was wondering why is it so big, and then when I tried to fit it on the car, I realized you need a big hole to get that door latch or a door lock rod through there. And then of course there's one more bolt that holds it here, so it goes on something like this. Screws kind of come in from the bottom. I've got a hole here in this, but it's not a very big one. I figure I put the screw through and I can kind of find the hole. You can see it. Put just a little slit where that goes, and that goes up in there like so. And then there's 3 screws that go through the panel and into the door metal part itself. And that's pretty much the only thing that holds this door panel on to the inner skin of the door. This, and then of course where the window felt here behind that, it's actually a metal band there, and that slides down behind the door, in between the glass and the door, and that's what holds the top end of it. These don't have the little clips or the little snaps like they have on some of the newer ones and some of the older ones as well. This has the screws, which I like a lot better. It kind of holds it on there better. When I cut the opening in there, I took some duct tape and just kind of taped those flaps back a little bit, give it a cleaner look. And so anyway, that's the new door panel there. I think I got these at a little bit cheaper price from Corvette America. I think that these might be the leather look-alike. My seats are definitely the leather look-alike, which are a lot cheaper, but they look really nice. So I don't care if it's leather or not, you know. Doesn't really matter much to me, as long as it's not all cracked and torn like the old ones were. So let's go out here and take a look at the car. I'll show you what I've done here on the door. Went inside the door there, and of course I had to remove the glass to actually get my mirror off. I repainted my mirrors. I had a guy paint them, but he used some old paint and it really didn't match. It looked more gold than it did the color of the car. This car is desert sand mica. Trying to get my camera to focus here. I don't know what the deal is. It's having a real issue. Anyway, it's desert sand mica. It's a Toyota color. The guy that I bought it from had painted the car, and this car came with original, just the driver's side chrome mirror, and I found the sport mirrors, the dual sport mirrors, and I had the guy that actually painted the car paint them, but when I got them back they really didn't match. So I took them and sandblasted them again and painted them with just the touch-up spray cans, and it don't match either, but I think it looks better than it did, so I'm just going to use them as is. Someday I'll address that situation. It looks a lot better than they did before, trust me. But anyway, back on the door side here, I took the glass out. Then you have to take the glass out to get your mirror off. Painted it, put it back on, put the glass back in. Then I replaced all the door trim, weather strip. This piece here goes all the way around the bottom side of the door, all the way back up on the front end. Anchors with a few screws in here. I actually use rivets instead of screws. This is one area right here you got to be careful of. If you put too long of a screw in there, it'll scratch your glass. Ask me how I know. But it actually tore my window tint just a little bit. And then at the same time, when I started to put my door back together, I actually used a piece of plastic that the door panels came in as a vapor barrier. The original one was long gone, so I just kind of cut and taped in a new one. Just kind of knock some of the moisture down that may be coming from the outside. And then of course I put new weather strip everywhere, which, believe me, that's a job, especially if you don't know what you're doing like me. But I actually ended up doing a pretty good job of it. The A-pillar piece here, and then of course the T-tops, both of them have weather strip that go all the way around. They screw on and glue on. You use the 3M weather strip cement. You apply a little bit to both sides, and then it's sort of like contact cement. When you put it on there, it's there forever. So you got to make sure that you do it right the first time. And then this piece here goes in. It glues in up here, and then I think there's a rivet down on the other side of this interior panel. You have to take this interior panels off to get to it. And then of course the new carpet, the back piece, the piece that goes in the rear of the car, comes up around this little ridge here. And it's held in down here by this guy. And this thing here, when the weather or when the rain comes in through the door and comes down, it actually, I think the idea is it hits this and then comes out to the outside of the car, keeps the inside clean. And then I think the only thing left on this side, oh, there was one other thing, of course. Adjust the door window, adjust the window position. You got these little felt guys here that the glass rides on. You have to make some adjustments there. And then on the inside, that you can see it, you access it through this hole here, and also through this hole here, I believe it is, right above the door latch. There's some adjustments there to limit how far the glass comes up, and I had to mess with those a little bit. And there's also some other adjustments down here. You can see the door is slotted there, and I didn't mess with those, but I think that tilts the glass fore and aft. I didn't really have to mess with that. Once I got the glass to come up far enough, it closed up and seemed like the glass went against the weather strip pretty good. Seemed to work out okay. But this is a tedious task here. I kind of almost dread working on it. I have to kind of get really in the mood to get started on it because I'm afraid I'm going to screw it up. Like I said, I like to work on engines and brakes and transmissions and axles and stuff like that. I'm not an interior guy by any means. I must say though, I think I did a pretty good job. I actually redid the seats myself. New covers and new cushion, and pretty much redid the whole interior except the dashboard I didn't replace. I put a new steering wheel on it. One of my other videos you can see my stereo system that I put in, but it's coming out pretty good. And what attracted me to the car was the paint. The paint was really nice. It started out kind of an ugly yellowish color, the guy said, and then he painted this desert sand mica over it, and it's really a nice paint job. There's no scratches, cracks, or anything in it. So I guess this is going to do it for this video. Hopefully my next video I can show that it's all done and I'm driving it. That's what I really want to do. I haven't driven it very much over the past year and a half or so because I've been working on this. So thank you for watching. I'll update again on another video. So long.